Hey there, and a huge welcome to the team. I'm so happy you're here. In this module, we will go on a quest rough our employee handbook, our policies and procedures. Think of this handbook less like a stuffy rulebook and more like our shared playbook. It's really the guide that helps all of us work together and do what we do best, achieve our incredible mission. All right, let's jump right in. This quote from Anthony right at the beginning of the handbook really gets to the heart of what we're all about. Every single policy we're about to talk about is built on this one powerful idea: we're stronger together. It's all about being a cohesive, strong team. That's the bedrock of our culture, and honestly, it's the secret to our success. So, to help you get the hang of things, we're going to break it down into 5 key parts of the handbook. We'll kick things off with our shared playbook and the values that really drive us. Then we'll get into the specifics of your role and what day-to-day success looks like. After that, we'll cover all the ways we support you. And finally, we'll wrap up with how we all have a part to play in protecting our mission. First up, our shared playbook. Before we dive into the what of all our policies, it's just so crucial to get the why. Why do we do what we do? This is really the soul of Best Buddies. At the very heart of Best Buddies, we have these 3 core values: inspiring, empowering, and excelling. And these aren't just some nice words we put on the wall. They're basically our North Star. Everything in the handbook is designed to help us bring these values to life every single day in everything we do. And that's exactly why this handbook is so important. It's not just a corporate document gathering dust on a shelf. It's a real practical tool that connects our small daily actions to that huge, incredible purpose we all share. It's our guide for making sure we're all pulling in the same direction. So we've talked about the why. Now let's get into your part of the puzzle. This section is about the nuts and bolts of your employment and how we get you started on what's going to be an amazing journey with us. One of the first things you'll see in the handbook is this term, at-will employment. Sounds kind of formal, right? But really all it means is that our relationship is built on mutual flexibility. Just like you're free to leave your job at any time, Best Buddies has that same right. It's a pretty standard thing, and it just ensures there's flexibility for both you and for us. We know that starting a new job can feel like a whirlwind, so we've put together a really solid onboarding process to help you settle in. You'll get a welcome memo from HR. You'll need to bring in your all required documents on day 1. And then you'll do some really important training in our Buds portal. And you'll also get access to SharePoint, where our HR hub resides, and where you will find our new hire onboarding guide. And my favorite part, full-time employees get paired up with a mentor, one of us tenured folks, for your first 6 weeks. They're your go-to person for anything and everything. Just so you know, your first 90 days here are considered your introductory period. This checklist gives you an overview of what your first 90 days might look like. You'll work directly with your supervisor to tailor a plan that fits your role and your team's needs. Think of it as a checkpoint, an opportunity for you and your supervisor to set annual goals, ensure you're feeling confident in your role, and confirm that it's a great fit for everyone involved. Let's get into the nitty-gritty, the day-to-day stuff. These are the guidelines that help us create a workplace where everyone can really do their best work and thrive together. We're big believers in work-life balance, and our schedule shows it. We have a hybrid model, so we're in the office Tuesday through Thursday, which is great for collaboration, but you get to work from home on Mondays and Fridays. Standard hours are 9 to 5, but we get that life happens, so there are flexible options you can work out with your supervisor. All right, let's clear up the difference between comp time and overtime. If you're an exempt employee, you get comp time. So, say you're working late past 9 p.m., you've earned the right to stroll in an hour later the next day. Not a bad trade, right? Now, if you're non-exempt, it's all about overtime. Every extra hour you work gets paid, by the book with federal and state wage laws. So think of it this way: exempt means flex time, non-exempt means extra pay. All right, let's talk office attire. Here at Best Buddies, we like to keep things professional, but also comfortable. First up, always show up looking neat, well-groomed, and ready to shine. So, what's off limits? No flip-flops, shorts, or sweatpants, and jeans only on Thursdays and never with holes. Got tattoos or body art? Make sure they're covered while you're in the office. And finally, our favorite rule, Best Buddies t-shirts and sponsor logo gear are always welcome. Seriously, rock that buddy pride. So that's it. Simple, stylish, and easy. Now you're dressed for success at Best Buddies. Okay, this next part is super important. It's all about how we support you. Our mission is truly powered by our people, by you. And this is how we invest in your health, your future, and your family. This is a benefit we are just so proud to offer. 5 weeks of paid family leave when eligible. When those big life moments happen, we want you to know that we are here to support you and your family. It's really important to us. Check out the parental leave guide in ADP to make sure when and how you are able to take advantage of this benefit. Best Buddies wants to help you build long-term security. That's why we match 5% of your 401k contribution up to 5% of your pay every pay period. It's an easy way to grow your savings, contribute, and Best Buddies chips in automatically. For example, contributing 5% on a $50,000 annual salary earns an extra $1,500 a year from Best Buddies. Keep in mind the employer contributions follow our vesting schedule. The longer you stay, the more of those contributions are fully yours. Now let's turn time into retirement power. Here's how Best Buddies' 401k vesting ladder works. The longer you stay, the more of the employer contributions become yours. You're 100% vested after 6 years. Everything the company contributed is fully yours to keep. So if you leave before year 6, you take with you the percent you've already vested. Leaving later equals keeping more. Want the exact plan details? You can find more information on the ADP staff portal and the HR hub. Let's talk vacation time because who doesn't love a good getaway? Here's how it works at Best Buddies. If you've been here 1 to 3 years, you get 14 vacation days each year. Stick around 4 to 6 years and that jumps to 17 days. Once you hit 7 to 10 years, you'll be enjoying 20 days of vacation. And if you've been with us 11 years or more, you've earned a well-deserved 23 days off each year. The longer you're with us, the more vacation you rack up. Just another way we say thanks for sticking around and making a difference. Remember, time off is accrued. See the handbook for details on accrual rates. Alright, for our last section, let's talk about something we all do together, protecting our mission. These policies are all about our shared responsibility to look out for our participants, our brand, and the amazing culture we've built. Best Buddies maintains an alcohol, drug-free, and tobacco-free workplace. Any instance of substance abuse is grounds for disciplinary action, up to and including probation or termination. A drug-free workplace is one where the unlawful manufacture, distribution, dispensation, possession, or use of controlled substance is prohibited. Best Buddies provides an employee assistance program or an EAP for employees should the need help. Access to our EAP can be found in ADP. In this day and age, social media is huge. The handbook has some really clear guidelines to protect us, and most importantly, the people we serve. The big things to remember are: don't speak for Best Buddies unless you're supposed to. Always protect confidential info. And this is the big one. You must always get a signed release before you post any photos or information about our participants. Their privacy comes first. At Best Buddies, protecting personal and organizational information is everyone's responsibility. Follow these guidelines to keep data secure. Do: access and use data only if it's part of your job responsibilities. Follow all approved security policies and systems. Get written approval from the Vice President, Human Resources, or Vice President, Data Operations for any exception. Don't print, copy, download, save, or share personal, financial, health, or organizational data without approval. Move data from systems like Blackbaud, Razor's Edge, Salesforce, ADP, Summa, Ramp, or Setworks to unauthorized devices. Store data on personal computers, phones, external drives, or unapproved storage locations. Share data with external individuals, organizations, public AI platforms, social media, websites, blogs, or any other public channel. We really hope you never need this. But it's so important that you are aware that there's a clear, fair process if you ever have a concern that needs to be addressed. It's a straightforward step-by-step process. You start with your supervisor, and if things aren't resolved, there are clear next steps. It's all about making sure you're heard. Make sure you take time to read through the staff handbook and get familiar with all of our policies and procedures. The handbook is your go-to guide, updated annually, and it covers everything from workplace expectations to benefits, time off, and more. Think of it as your playbook for success here at Best Buddies. If you ever have a question, the handbook is a great first stop, and of course your manager or HR is always here to help too. You can always find the handbook in the ADP staff portal under the Resources tab. Before you head out, make sure to check out the Who's Who resource page on the HR Hub in SharePoint. It's a great place to get familiar with the people behind the names and see how everyone connects across the organization. If you're ever wondering who does what, that's the spot. And while you're there, take a stroll through the rest of the HR Hub. It's your one-stop shop for all things HR. Whether you need info on benefits, policies, or just want to see what's new, it's all there waiting for you. Happy exploring and welcome again to Best Buddies.